Stalkers just get one better volley. Oh, we're into the game. Never mind. Up in the bottom left. Down in the bottom left, you have your red Protoss. He is ZEST.
Top right side, we have Invictus Gaming. He is MACSED. Chinese Protoss. Look at that, man. There he is, SC boy. That's him, isn't it?
I think that is.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, actually, this entire... Yeah, I think this entire tournament has been put on by SC boys. So, of course, you know, has, you know, kind of been... Those two, especially, just carrying the Chinese StarCraft 2 scene. You know, there's not enough that I think can be said about how much they do for it and getting things like this started. And because of them, well, we now have this awesome World Team League where it's all of the best teams in the world bring their players to face off in a really, really cool format. So, obviously, a ton of love to SC Boy because this is such a fun event.
It really is. It really is. I mean, just the teams being back together and clashing with one another. You know what? That is just something I was hoping would happen again in StarCraft 2 for quite a while. And with all these Chinese teams popping up, you know, you get a bit of a spark of hope. And then all of a sudden, SC Boy is coming in, brings something magnificent like this. And it's not just even like a one weekend event or something like that. No, this is going on for what, like 10 weeks in total?
I believe something like that. Yeah, there are 11 rounds of group stages. So this is the first week. We have 10 more weeks after this, where it's happening Friday, Saturday, Sunday, starting at the exact same time each day, and different teams facing off. And then they go into playoffs. So I believe for playoffs, it's the top 5 actually advance. And then it's like the first seed, I believe, it's pretty much automatically seeded into the finals, and the second seed from group stages is seeded into the semifinals, and so on and so forth. So I think that's kind of how the playoffs are working. But again, that's in 11 weeks time, so we can talk more about that when it actually happened.
Still a lot more matches to come before we have that happen. And every team is going to face every other team, which is also one of these very fun things, right? Because then you're going to have these underdogs. It's just bound to happen. One of these underdog teams is going to take out one of these big boys, right? At some point in time, that will occur. But we're not sure when or to who.
I mean, it could happen anytime, and I think there are quite a few teams who can make that happen. You know, you have some of your, I think, the teams that people would consider tier 2, you know, kind of looking at probably, you know, maybe like, let's say, you know, this Invictus Gaming squad is obviously very good, but probably wouldn't expect them to get too many wins off the top tier teams. I would definitely say something like Good Game Gaming with Cyan, Dream, and Patience. That squad can definitely pull off some pretty crazy upsets. I think, you know, Team Exxon, great players, but I don't think you'd expect them to probably consistently win against, you know, players like Maru or things like that. But they could definitely come out, and if they have a good day, get an upset against a top-tier team.
For sure, for sure. I think Alpha X as well, right? Alpha X versus Team NV today, for example. I mean, still think Alpha X is the underdog overall. Ragnarok versus Dongregu. I still think Dongregu a bit better at the ZVZ. Sound versus Creator. That is somewhat on the same level. And then Estrella versus Maru. Maru is the one reason why it really suddenly flips upside down into the favor for Team NV, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
it gets to Maru.
Yeah, Estrella versus Maru. I mean, I could see Estrella win there. No joke. He could do it. I believe in Max.
I mean, Estrella's pulled off some pretty incredible stuff, and his gameplay, like, especially recently, you know, around the time that IEM Katowice went on, he has been playing a lot better and a lot more consistently, which has been really nice to see, because for a while, I think he was kind of floating up and down. Sometimes he would have really good days, sometimes not so much, but really has started really figuring out his game and been bringing some really good matches to top-level players.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to see him play again. It's been a while since I got to cast him overall as well. So, you know what? Good times. Good times. Glad that we're a part of this.
Absolutely.
You see a DT Shrine coming up here for Mr. MACSED, so he is going to be a little bit cheeky. ZEST already making a Robo and has an Oracle on the field, so...
I was gonna say, I was talking about MACSED maybe needed to be a bit cheeky here, do something a bit stealthy, and he's done absolutely that. He's getting Blink. He is onto bases. Ooh. the tag, but he's also going into those DTs. The cloaked boys, they're coming for ZEST. And you know what? If ZEST he sends that first...
I don't think ZEST does have an Oracle, actually. I'm not sure what tech he did go for. Maybe just Gateway, because he has so many sentries.
He does have a Robo Bay, but he actually hasn't started on an Observer. And actually, yeah, it's only just now finishing. So, see, the Observer does start right away, but the DT should be able to get some damage done here. It's not going to be done for a little while. Chrono Boost onto it means that the ZEST does see it. God, their eyes are so good. What is that?
Oh, he went for, that's where, he went for the Twilight Council as well. That's why he was so delayed. I see, he got himself some blink. While struggling a little bit, keeping the probes somewhat alive. 6 of them do fall, and that's already a good amount here for MACSED. That was, what, two DTs?
Yeah, 2 DTs get 7 probes. There was a bit of mismicro. He actually could have got more in the main base, but the Dark Templar aggroed onto the Stalkers, and he didn't shift-click it onto the Workers. So he probably could have gone like 13 there, but 7 is still a good amount considering the fact that they're on equal bases. He got some chip damage onto the shields. The Nexus didn't actually, I think, damage it too much. And he's in a pretty good spot to start macroing up. The scary part is ZEST's army is just bigger at this point, and ZEST is the type of player who would just push out with this.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder if MACSED made the call to go for the DT Shrine after scouting the Twilight Council opening for ZEST here, realizing that the stealth detection would be rather late.
I think I know what ZEST is going to try and do here.
He's going to do a big blink with the sentries.
He has sentries in the Warp Prism. He's going to try and bring them up onto the high ground and blink his Stalkers on in. He has the Observer here, so he's not going to get caught by that Stasis Trap either. Blinks one up first and gets it caught, and now he can drop down the sentries. Now, oh, that's a huge depower. MACSED does have Blink himself.
Yeah, let's see, but you don't really want to blink up here, that's for sure. At least not with insufficient numbers. Now Stalkers is kind of being sacrificed to a greater number of Stalkers. Probes being pulled as well, all of them going down. MACSED, it looks like, you know what, he had an okay start with the probe kills, but there was just too much ZEST left here in army value, and just kind of comes across the map and destroys MACSED, his entire main base. I mean, to be fair, MACSED did go for a Stargate into Oracle, into Twilight Council, into Dark Shrine, into Blink.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money not being spent on Stalkers, and well, yeah, ZEST making a good call there.
I feel like for MACSED, it's a good idea. I like how aggressive he's trying to be and how much tech he's getting, but you do have to consider the fact that ZEST, he doesn't mind just trying to kill you, especially after he defends against the DTs. And ZEST has the killer instinct to know that that main's probably open. Again, the first Stalker in triggers the Stasis Trap and then the Force Fields, and MACSED, he was only just then getting up his production, so it was pretty much the perfect timing.
Yeah, maybe MACSED, one thing that could have helped him there is try to delay his third base a little bit, so he knows whether or not ZEST is coming across the map. That's a bit more money for Stalkers, you know, something like that. Or even just being able to have the Oracle, seeing that the Stalkers and the Warp Prism are coming across the map. Maybe you have a bit of time to make some shield batteries, right? In those, the main and the natural.
There's a lot of things to consider there, but it's a hard call to make. MACSED, again, he got damaged with the DTs, and he might have expected ZEST to just try and macro up on 3 bases because he was still slightly ahead. But again, you can't really expect that with ZEST. He comes out, gets across the map, and now heading on to set 2 of this best of 2 onto Death Aura. If ZEST wins this, DPG gets the 4-0 sweep. They get to go home. They get to go practice on the ladder probably because they still have like 13 hours. But, you know, they still play a lot of StarCraft, so... MACSED needs to win this to keep IG alive.
Let's see. ZEST and MACSED. MACSED! Would be nice if he does manage to get this victory here, of course, but... It's going to be a rough one. I mean... I hope he just kind of does the cheese and catches ZEST off guard. I think that would be the best way to do it. But we'll see. Top left side. from Invictus Gaming. He is MACSED.
In the bottom right, your red Protoss from DPG. His name is ZEST. Do we see some cheats? Because it is Death Aura. And, you know, Death Aura is a pretty good... Oh, I think ZEST is, he's doing a little something here.
Yeah, he is running across that map.
That pylon placement on the high ground usually means... Oh, no, never mind. I thought the pylon placement would be for a forge, but no, he opts to go for a gateway. Not going to be a cannon rush, but just a very, very early scout. Probably scared that MACSED might try and cannon him. But no, MACSED is going for that low ground wall and is going for not a Nexus first, but a very, very, very quick Nexus.
Looked like he wanted to get Nexus first, though, but with that probe there, ZEST, you know what? I'd say accurately kind of predicting that he needs to get over there and block a Nexus. Good scouts coming in useful. Because MACSED did have those 400 minerals kind of locked and ready to go. So yeah, a little bit of a delayed gateway means a delayed cybercore, means a delayed attack route as well.
Yeah, luckily for MACSED, ZEST does just get his Nexus up as well. So we're going to be seeing both players go for that Nexus before Cybercore, get up their Cybernetics core, and go into that macro game. But surprisingly, for it's Death Aura, but we're going to be seeing both these players on two bases. I think somewhat surprising as ZEST. Oh, that's just so mean.
Yep, and quite a delay in that gas guys there as well. I mean, MACSED was trying to do the same thing across the map, but ZEST not letting that happen. Great micro from this red Protoss player right here.
And the stats showed that his micro was actually maxed out, so obviously he'd be able to micro well.
Proving it once again. I mean, if they want to change the statistics now, I mean, you can't go any higher, so you have to come up with something here.
I feel like it's a bit strange considering I would say that Parting probably has the best micro of all the Protoss, so I would say ZEST is close, but I don't think he's to that level. I think ZEST is much more about kind of strategy, and he knows when to hit timing attacks. And ZEST is a player who does the minimum amount of micro needed to win a fight. He will always do just enough that he'll win, but he's never going to do more than that. He doesn't do more than he needs to because he's just a baller. He's straight thug life. He just says, you know what? I just need to blink these stalkers back once. That's all I need, and that's all he'll do. And it's quite entertaining to watch sometimes.
Little sneaky pylon here for MACSED in the main base of ZEST. Could be utilized to warp in a couple of adepts. It's not been spotted just quite yet by ZEST, so a little bit worrisome. ZEST busy with his own plan across the map. A Dark Shrine is being placed with his own proxy pylon. A little bit less inside of the base of his opponent, but still fairly nearby.
I love that ZEST is doing the exact same build that MACSED did to him in game one. He's trying to say, listen, anything you can do, I can do better, and I'm going to prove it as ZEST chasing down this Stalker is going to get the kill, and may actually be able to get the kill onto the other Stalkers. Well, no, I'm just going to leave that, but still a really good trade there for our Korean Protoss, and he's the one with the proxy, and there is no Robo Facility or even Stargate for MACSED.
Yeah, there is a full wall of those, so MACSED, I don't know, maybe he's going to be able to do some wall magic, but DTs, they do a lot of damage. ZEST, he's going to get hit earlier on, though, by these adepts, so maybe that is going to force him to warp in some stuff here at home, buying MACSED even more time, of course, before those DTs arrive. Already 5 kills, not bad.
5 kills, stops the mining at the natural completely, is getting blink. MACSED does start on the forge. I think he recognizes that there is like not a lot of tech here for ZEST, and he's gonna get even more probe kills. A little bit, oh no, off sync with the adept attacks, but eventually gets the 9. 3 more into the main. There is a DT across the map that's gonna start making its way in the full wall. Means that the cannon should go down pretty soon here for MACSED if he wants to defend, but oh my god, 13 probes. These adepts are still alive. This is a ton of damage.
It really is. It's a bit too much for, 6 adepts to be doing here in this stage of the game because of, well, whoops, I didn't see a pylon. DT is coming into the main base now. We'll be able to get quite a couple of probes of his own. A couple of cannons are being made in both the bases. But that's not stopping the DT just quite yet. Man, this is a slaughter.
Well, I was gonna say MACSED was in a great spot and he managed to defend that very, very well, but nope, actually, ZEST just does as much damage, gets actually even more worker kills in the end, or sorry, just 2 less
Yep.
in the end, but yeah, ZEST, he makes it work. The cannons were just a little bit late, and in the end, we're kind of even once again.
Yeah, I didn't quite see what happened to the wall of MACSED, but it felt like there should have been enough time for him to just kind of re-wall off the main door, right? Maybe there was a gap or something like that. I don't know entirely.
Yeah, I think just looking at the pylons there, he slightly missed it, and that's, I mean, that's just, again, just a slight misplacement of a pylon. I think there was too much space, and DT gets in, the cannons weren't up yet, and now, again, we're in the exact equal spot. Ooh, MACSED scout it, but I don't think he actually saw it.
MACSED, hello, what is, where are we going? Alright, sending something else over there. It's fine. There we are.
Yeah.
He knows.
We'll shut that down, which is very, very nice. Eventually kill the DT Shrine, get rid of that tech for ZEST. It's going to try and see if he can blink into the main to get some damage done. There is a shield battery there, so for Stalkers, they will be able to one-shot the probes. I mean, that's not going to have too much use, and MACSED is doing really good with this. I mean, just with these counterattacks and with these little just pushes to try and get probe damage, he's doing so well to slow down ZEST.
Yeah, ZEST not quite having his own blink, so difficulty chasing down these Stalkers. And MACSED gets out of there. 5 probe kills. Lovely stuff. Well done.
On top of that, the Immortal production for MACSED has already started. Now, he hasn't scouted the 3rd base, which ZEST has committed to. So, MACSED for a while here should just have a bigger army. He's going to have his +1 sooner. He's going to have Immortals. And he's going to have, you know, of course, Blink done for both players now is really nice. Focus Fire gets rid of 2 Stalkers. But MACSED should have a timing here as he's already committing to 3 more gateways. He's not going up to 3 bases quite as quick. So he should just have a larger army for this push.
Does worry me a little bit here. Yeah, I mean, the army supply's not too far apart. It's a little bit in favor for MACSED. But with shield batteries there as well, most likely for ZEST. I don't know if it will be enough. I guess we'll see. There's the Immortal Firepower, of course, with the Warp Prism as well. That's a lot of micro potential. ZEST is just buying himself more time. Look at this. This is magnificent. I think he knows that there's no 3rd base here. Sees the attack coming in and just kind of runs to the top right side of the map. Yeah, whatever seconds he can buy, very precious here.
Yeah, MACSED, I think he realizes that the army is just worse for ZEST, so he's continuing to march across the map. He's just gonna truck along, get his warp-ins there. He's actually not even going for the 3rd. He's going straight for the natural. He doesn't care. He's gonna try and get the kill. ZEST has to recall back. And MACSED here, well, he should be able to make something work. He has 1 Immortal in this army. Would, of course, probably like another one, but hey, that 1 Immortal boy is good enough. Warp Prism in a good spot. Nice trap onto the probes. Immortal getting focused down, but it's struggled back. And still, I don't think ZEST can just hold off against this army. These force fields are absolutely wonderful as well. That base should just go down.
Yeah, that is definitely going to go down. ZEST not being able to put himself in between wherever the army wanted to go and his own shield batteries. Enough Stalkers to really hold that off. So yeah, MACSED getting a really good position on that 3rd base. Putting himself, as you said, moving towards that natural base made it difficult for ZEST really to choose where to recall to. And that just kind of gave the opportunity for MACSED to, if you recall to your natural, I'll kill your 3rd. If you recall to your 3rd, I'll kill your natural, right?
Blinks back, so that's not going to take too much more damage. And now we're in a situation where once again, players are incredibly even in their position. They're both getting +2. They both have the exact same tech. And they both should be able to take their 3rd base pretty soon here. So MACSED, he doesn't, put ZEST behind, but he gets himself back into an equal position.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Both of them getting the upgrades as well at the same time here. Pretty cool. And ZEST again moving out on the map here. Will be, little Warp Prism that could blink, not ready yet. That is going to get away.
Zest isn't building that third base. I think Zest is a little bit angry that his third got killed. And he might just try and do the exact same trick here. That is 3 sentries in a warp prism. MACSED not in position for this blink into the main. This could be absolutely brutal once again. The whole army is there. A recall is pulled, but it's only half of the stalkers for MACSED. He has to hold on here. Zest has split up the army of his opponent wonderfully, but he's actually fighting so that both sides can hit him. He's not just engaging one at a time. Has to blink on top, misses the next force field, doesn't have that into the main. MACSED, he has a great concave. He has 2 immortals. He should be able to stop this Zest. Tries to go for the throat, tries to go for the jugular, but it does not work out.
Yeah, the immortals there, I believe, for both bodies, not really being able to do anything. The immortal for Zest being on his lonesome on the long round for a long time. Some good force fields there. Good target fire onto the immortals as well. With the Warp Prism and the immortal of Zest also getting targeted down. And I think that MACSED will be able to hold here with the help of the reinforcing points, of course, available to him and the shield batteries. And Zest, yeah, now getting chased down, losing those sentries and anything that cannot teleport away, of course.
An even trade. Oh my, that was absolutely insane. MACSED does end up losing quite a few workers during that exchange. He is still behind in that regard, but I mean, aside from that, he has the third base up. He didn't lose that. He still is on even tech and even upgrades. I mean, that engage outside of the natural, just both players so smart with their focus fire. Get rid of the immortals, get rid of the warp prisms. That means that it's just down to the stalker fight, which is dead even.
Yep. Yeah, but then MACSED has the shield battery advantage. That is not to be underestimated. And, well, Zest is going to try again here. Catch MACSED out of position. Will he be able to just jump with a recall into the main base again here and get his troops there in time once again? I'm not sure. There is a third base now for Zest, though, so...
Oh no, MACSED is moving out here. This could be pretty catastrophic, but he does turn around. I think he senses blood in the water, senses that something might be going on here. Once again, Zest going for the warp, or sorry, going for the blink in with the force field. Sentries unloaded. That said, though, he should have a bigger army for this, and once again, goes for a majority of his units being recalled. He can just blink up the rest. Oh, that warp prism not getting targeted down. Finally does with one stalker. Now the fight comes through. The concave here, once again for MACSED, is decent, and he should be able to slowly clean up this army. Has stalkers coming in from every angle.
Has this, though.
Oh!
He is pushing on through. The Warp Prism is still standing there. The Warp Prism Micro is absolutely nuts as well, dodging a lot of extra shots that way. And...
how many low health stalkers does he have?
Yeah. It's not both of them, really. Like, giving almost everything of their blink control. But Zest just being able to come out on top a little bit more so.